So, hi all. So, we're just going to try something here. Different setup. I'm going to go off camera in a second. And I'm going to try to stream the solo version of this board game that just came out here in Thailand. It has the solo mode. I found it inscrutable. But, like, I big follower of Matt Leacock and of the pandemic system in general. Not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan, as you will find out, but like generally nerd aware. So, pull back from there. We have our general setup. I'm going to turn off my camera because that's just going to get in the way. So, we're going to turn off that camera. Let's just try pulling this in here so we get a little bit more of our area. Anyway, so this is Lord of the Rings Faith of Fellowship. I don't know if this is the biggest pandemic board there is because there is that large anniversary edition, but it is definitely one of the more obtuse boards. In that, like, if you are not big into the Lord of the Rings, you will not know where anything is, and all the lines and stuff are not done in the clearest way or format, and the components are slightly too small for use. Like, like these guys are like micro meeples, and there's 5 different versions of them, and they're all slightly too small to handle. I am going to put this guys on their side so they're easier for everybody to look at. But if you can see, um, our guys take up a lot of space on each location on the map, so that gets difficult as well as we get into environments here. The only one I would say is less intimately knowable, like right from the beginning, is going to be the Rising Tide one, and that's because that's the Netherlands. Like, that I think has better iconography, but like it's all in Dutch, so that's a huge thing for us. So we have our basic uh, objective of getting our. Man, I'm gonna get used to this live camera thing. So, so there we go. So we got Sam and Frodo, our main objective boys in every Lord of the Rings thing, and that's to get them to Mordor and to drop the ring. Which, according to this sheet, you have to do all these extra steps. So that's steps there. And then we have 3 of these we have to do before we can do our main objective. So I'm just doing the ones that are recommended starters here. Also for our characters, unlike regular Pandemic, we do have a 4+1 thing. In the regular game, you'll play 2 characters, and somebody is just going to get stuck with Sam and Frodo. So they should probably be the one running the game. But this one, we're playing the solo version. So we have our 4 recommended guys, and on the solo version, you do your 4 actions, and then you do a possible Sam Frodo action. So, and then it's supposed to, according to rules, then go down the chain to the next person, down the chain to the next person, down the chain to the next person. What I've found from trying to solo this game is that often you'll be like too deep, and then you really need your next turn to be the previous person. So I noticed a couple people online were playing it with side rules. So as long as you pick a different character than the one you played the previous round, you can play whichever character you want. And that's what we're going to try today. Our red guys are the baddies. They have all these very convoluted paths that are very hard to read. Um, some of which matter for our travel if they have these extra symbols on them, but otherwise they don't, and they're all over the place. And then we have these giant guys that kind of move over the board and kind of mess up things here. But we're going to play. So we got our usual pandemic actions where we do 4 actions, and we draw up, and then we draw the pandemic deck, and we go until our threat thing runs 0, or we run out of cards, type of things there. The threat cards have a weird new thing. That's not anything crazy. The Warcraft had a different one as well. But we're going to just try to go at it. Yeah, it just came in. This board game just came in Thailand. Like, I actually had a pre-order from Asmodee before we left back last August, and it just got through VAT and everything a week or two ago. So this is gonna be kind of our first play. We do start off with a hand of 4 cards. They have locations which really only matter for trading or for special event things. What we're really concerned about is the symbols at the top. And this is going to be a lot like Warcraft version, where you're spending cards mostly for symbols and not to make sets or anything like that. So we have, along with our really weird battle mechanic, we have some actions. We have one called Muster. When you're at a location, you'll spend a card to get an extra troop. Attack is attacking stuff at a location. It's pretty similar to the Rome version, but more dire because Lord of the Rings. We have a new one called Capture, which is basically if we go to any of these red outline places and we wipe the people out, we can, as an action, make it our own stronghold, which gives us a little bonus. We have standard prepares. We have fellowship, which is basically just getting more troops on our side. And then we have this prepare thing, which you basically discard a card to grab a symbol token to represent the card, which seems like a huge waste of time, and for solos actually kind of is. But for group play, your hard hand limit is going to come into play, and anything that you've converted to tokens doesn't count against your hand limit. So that's going to be the main reason to do that prepare. As far as other things what cards you can muster and trade get tighter for solo play. Anytime Sam and Frodo moves, we have this search thing that is awful. It's the worst. So you want to avoid having to do that, and then we have this whole battle sheet. So we've got some new things. We've got a very overproduced dice tower that is both super cool and takes up 90% of the box. So we'll see there. Honestly, can I pull up the box here? I'm just using it for the bits right now. Okay, so here's the box. This whole part of the box here, this whole side is just the tower. And then we have this here for the fancy miniatures. So the main game is this and the 2 card slots here. You're paying nearly $100 for a dice tower and a place to put it. Like, it is super cool and thematic, and I think helps put it over the top, but it is crazy. Or not really, like, I don't think it shuffles the dice well, honestly. But it is what it is, and that is what the Eye of Sauron brings upon us. So I think first things first, let's check out what we got. Okay, so we can start with our little hobbitsies. We got Merry and Pippin, and then we got our Sam and Frodo's. They're hanging out in the Shire. They have the Eye of Sauron upon them, so that sucks. At the edge of the area, we have Gandalf hanging out, and we have Iwan, not born a man here, hanging out in Rohan. They're going to be the easiest, I think, to just muster troops, because they've got basically you don't have to pay to muster ability, which is nice. And then we have Legolas, which is really great at taking pot shots at things. So, and each of them have an ability card as well. So there's a lot to take in on this version. So much so that they have this whole extra resolve section on the board. So when you populate the evil cards, you have like it's like a think about it tray here. Like, okay, let's put it here while you fully resolve and think about all the things, and then move it over to the discard. So like there's an extra step. Okay, so we got some ring thingies and we got some sneaky thingies. So I think first things first, I'm gonna start off with Legolas here, who has, once again, let's go over the ability. Once per turn, I can gain a sneaky token, which is used to help move Sam and Frodo along. And at any time, not as an action, on any player's turn, I can spend a sneaky token to take a pot shot at a red troop from my location or an adjacent location, or move one of these Nazgul guys back to Mordor. And then once per turn, when I do the prepare action, I can top deck if I want to. Which, like, once again, cool in like a multiplayer game, not so useful in the solo player game. So, but we can do some. Let's do some recruiting and shooting, shall we? Okay, so we don't have an assist card at all, so we can't just muster Legolas. So first things first, I think we definitely need. I'm going to say we need a sneak token, because sneaking Sam and Frodo. Recruit and shoot. Yeah, exactly. Recruit and shoot is definitely the way to go. like one of these things is that we have to recruit a variety and get them into a specific location, and then like do. I hope I believe in me too. I've played this about 4 or 5 times, and I think I've gotten through one cycle of characters before dying completely once. And I'm not saying I'm a pandemic expert, but I have played in tournaments. I have play tested Format League Pack multiple times, and this one hurts my brain. Um, so, first things first, first action, I'm going to make a little sneaky sneak. We're going to need to try to get down to here. We have adjacencies. This doesn't connect. That does kind of like that. Trying to see if there's like a faster way. Or I could do a long way here and pick up some of these gray guys from the Dale. Are those the humans? I think those are the humans. I don't remember. I would think that it's either the humans or the dwarves. Can't remember. Oh, I'm not. I'm a nerd, but I just happen to be in the right place at the right time. But yeah, who are these folks? Once again, in middle school where they put all the autistic kids in uh, special things and made them read The Hobbit, um, I was busy reading Tom Clancy books and Dune, so I don't know the lore so much. I'm guessing these are um, dwarfs because Iron Hills. I think Erebor's a dwarf. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Um, so first action, I got a guy. I got a sneaky sneak. Second action, I think we're going to take the long way around to this Golder or whatever. Yeah, so I think we're going to 2, 3. Four. Is that good, Jack, or should I leave that guy behind? I'm thinking of just staying there to to do my 4 actions there, and then Legolas my way back. I don't like being that far away from the action with Legolas because he does have the thing where if something's adjacent, he can take a pot shot too. So instead of that being 4, maybe we backtrack. Maybe we're backtracking here. See, this is the part of solo gaming that it's like I'm just gonna second guess myself the whole time. I'm just gonna pick up a guy. I'm gonna pick up a guy. Okay, so that's 4 actions. Now I have my option to do my Sam and Frodo action. Oh, sorry about the sound. Unfortunately, the audio is way over here on my computer because I don't have a microphone separate. Let me try to juice the mic a little bit. Can I juice the mic? Yeah, we are definitely not working with our full production set of things here. I don't think I can juice the mic any further, unfortunately, with what it's going through. So I'll just try to talk a little bit louder. But yeah, unfortunately, like I don't have my full like boom mic and stuff. Everything is in storage outside of Chicago. Hopefully, it will still exist by the time I can access it. Okay, so when Frodo travels or takes part in travel, the current player must either spend a sneaky token or roll search for Frodo's destination. So, I think if we want Frodo to move, Frodo can take Merry and Pippin with them. So I think if they are going to move, we're going to spend a sneaky sneak. Well, let's see. Because one of the things with sneaky sneaks is that if I'm in a haven, I get to ignore this kind of outlined tree thing, which then makes it more of a 50% chance that a thing will hit. But I do have to roll 2 dice because I have 2 Nazgul in the area. So, honestly, I'll just spend I'll spend a sneak card, discard that, and we're just going to sneak over here because we can muster from there later. So yeah, so Sam and Frodo grab Merry and Pippin, and they're running to what is this place? Grey Havens. Or do we want? We can muster from here. If we're spending a sneak, we're spending a sneak. So we'll go up there, get our last little gray guy, and then we'll work our way back. Okay, so that's our Sam and Frodo action. Now we do draw 2 cards. So what do we got? I got an event and the sky's darkened right away. So this is not good. So this is where the randomization really kicks our butt. Okay, so before I even draw more cards, we're going to have our little sky's darkened. So the shadow grows, so we increase our threat rate, which is standard fare. If the Eye of Sauron is in Frodo and Sam's region, we lose 2 hope, which that sucks really big. And then we add 3 bad guys to a place called Tharbard, which it's interesting. There's places to put all the good guys, but not a place on the board to kind of house the bad guys, which is a little weird. But anyway, so we 1, 2, 3. And where is Tharbard? Tharbard. Oh, snap! That's right where Gandalf is. So we just... I mean, technically you are. You are here helping me. I'm just not very good at making decisions. So if you want to help out, then we have danger intensifies. I do have to read here because I think, at least I'm hoping that if you add troops to where a character is, it doesn't trigger battle, but that's... So, in the cover of darkness, you have 3 shadow. If there aren't enough shadow troops, there are friendly troops in the location where the shadow troops are added. Roll a battle. So, yeah, it is brutal rules. So, if I had troops there, it would trigger a battle. I don't know if it triggers a battle if it's just my character, though. See, we're already edge cases and we haven't even done a first move here. Shadow troops moving in. There are no shadow troops in. And a roll battle of friendly troops. Capture attack. You may attack their friendly troops and shadow troops. It doesn't say, so I'm going to give myself the default that because I don't have any troops with Gandalf, it doesn't trigger the battle because that's brutal, and that would just trigger losing more hope before I even really get a chance to play. So we're going to do that. Okay, so Disguise Intensify, which means we do the old pandemic thing. We take this old deck with 2 extra evil cards that were sitting there at the base. And here I'm trying to not look because here the backs of the cards have meaning. Okay. So first thing to resolve. Okay. So let me actually pull this up a little bit. Okay, so first one to resolve is this one. And then normally we would say, is it right on the bottom or the top? But because this one, I'm just getting hammered. This is the Drums of War. I add an evil troop to every stronghold in Mordor. And that, I know where those are. So we got stronghold, stronghold, stronghold. So that's add 3 troops. I do wish these were a little bigger because, like, the component limit is part of the rule set. So I'm very scared of losing those. And did I shuffle at all? Like, I honestly purposely separated these. Okay, so I choose one of the following to do. I either break an oath and remove 2 friendly troops from the board. I do a doubt. I must discard 2 cards, or I lose 1 hope. So I'm just gonna ping off 2 troops here. Actually, yeah, I'll just do that. Eliminate some troops there, and call it a day. And that was turn 1. Yeah. Like, if you can't put one of these guys out, you basically lose another hope. So you have to keep fighting them, even though you've got all these other things to do. But yeah, turn 1, and I feel like I've been brutalized. But I guess that's the despair that you start with. in the initial story, so points for theme, I guess. Um, okay, so who am I gonna? I am getting absolutely pounded. So I think it's time to move on my tank. So I'm gonna go to Eowyn, and she's got the ability to. When Eowyn does a muster, she doesn't need to spend these purple friendship points. And then if Eowyn's in with the battle group, I've got I can basically take out a Nazgul immediately. So that's Eowyn. Eowyn is our tank, and we love her, and she does no wrong, despite doing so many wrongs. Um, okay, so yeah, Eowyn, we're gonna do a rollless muster. So that's one. Um, we're going to do 2 move, 3 a move, and is attack an action or just. Okay, so if we don't do the muster, we can do 2 moves and an attack. Which I think we might have to do, just to get the heat off of Sam and Frodo. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then an attack. So let's see. It's 2 versus 1, but also for our attack action, it's really brutal. So we have remove a bad guy and a good guy, remove a good guy unless we're in a haven. If a Nazgul's around, you get stoned, basically. Um, but what does happen is when we initiate an attack, we draw the Eye of Sauron away from our guys. So they're in this area. We're going to draw the Eye of Sauron over here. Which is the main reason why I was like, I need to take a pot shot. As opposed to muster an extra guy. Like, we just need to draw that eye off of right now. Okay, so I can roll both dice, or I could roll just one. I have to roll at least one. Also, you max out at 3 dice. So no matter how many troops you bring, it's 3. Honestly, like the unlike the Rome, these dice are weighted against you. The Rome one's kind of weighted in your favor. So let's cross our fingers. Everybody hold your breath. Ah! Okay, so that's an attack. We lose a guy. And that's all we got. I could pretend that I rolled 2 dice and took the risk, but that's our 4th action. So we spent all that time and energy, and we lost the guy. Sam and Frodo action if we want. Um, we don't really have any. Again, we don't have the cards we need to do any mustering still, which I find is a detriment to both this and the Warcraft one, where you need card where you need card symbols in order to do basic actions. I feel like a simple action like mustering, especially since it's got limited locations where you can do it, that should be just be free, man. Like I think that's an overcomplication of the rules. Muster should just be free at your limited locations where you can barely muster. But anyway, so no Sand Proto action, so we're going to draw 2 cards. Thank God we have these. With attack cards, that'll help us out. That puts us at 6 cards. You know, we do have the sneak. Yeah, let's use sneak or sneaky sneak or salmon production. We are going to retcon because why not? Okay, so we did that. We drew our 2 cards. Now we got to draw our shadow cards again. Okay, so once again, drawing shadow card. We have 2 things. We can either move troops or place a troop and do the bottom thing. That's determined by the top card of the deck. So this one is red on the top, so we're going to do the top thing. We're going to move troops from Nirn to Ereborn. But we have to actually do it backwards from Ereborn in order to see who gets what. So this is what's difficult when you don't know the map. So luckily we have Nirn is here, and we gotta follow this light green path that is way too thin to read, but has like little S shapes, so if you're colorblind, it's hopefully an assist. I can't really speak to that. But yeah, so we have to go along this snaky path. How far are we going? Oh, we're snaky pathing all the way up from here. Okay, so we got snaky path, snaky path. Okay, this guy moves from there. This guy moves from there. These guys move to there. These guys move to here. So that's good. Well, it's not good, but we moved, and we didn't cause any actions to happen. Nobody rolled in on us. Okay, so second card. We go from Isengard to Rivendell. So that's a shorter trip. So yeah, and we go by the Green Trail. So Isengard, Rivendell's here. But by path, we have to do a janky path. So these guys move off of Gandalf. It's nice. This guy runs away. And then these guys move down to Fort Isden. Luckily, that has not triggered anything. So that's our 2 draw. So we've resolved those. We go from resolve over there. So, okay. We made it 2 turns. 2 turns. I'm feeling excited. We made it 2 turns. Now the big question is, do we want to go back to Legolas? Or do we want to activate Gandalf here in any sort of fashion? because we can't do Erwin again. We also have Merry and Pippin. Anyway, Merry and Pippin, they gain an assist token from the supply as an action. And at any time there are fewer than 4 Nazgul in your region, you can spend an assist to move 2 Nazgul to the region. So basically you can also spend 3 assist tokens to gain 2 hope. So honestly, like, if I wanted to do a Merry and Pippin turn, I would just get a lot of those assist tokens, because I don't have them on my cards. I think the last times I've taken like 7 turns at the longest, and like it's usually died like within 3 turns. Like, I've only cycled through all 4 characters like once or twice. So I am wondering, I do have an event here, but it says I can select a location with all of the shadow troops there to an adjacent location or locations of my choosing. And I don't roll battles when I move them. So if there's too much heat, we can get rid of them. But yeah, I think Merry and Pippin have a, like, the best thing I could do on a Merry Pippin turn is just get a lot of those assist tokens, because I need to spend those for so many things. Not least of which is our Rivendell quest here. So yeah, if I can get them to Rivendell and spend 3 assist tokens with at least another character there, we can solve our Elves Blessing thing. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a Merry and Pippin turn, and I'm just going to grab some assists, because this is Crazy Town. Yeah, this is the other thing. Pandemics have had tokens in the past, especially if you've played any of the legacy ones. But like, this is definitely old Fantasy Flight level of tokens here, which I don't know. Like, I really like the studios within Asmodee, but I think what Asmodee has done to kind of flatten brands and studios isn't great. To where it's like, it doesn't really matter what studio it's from, and they're just Asmodee games. Anyway, that's all these chunksy things that we're not going to deal with. Okay, so we're going to take 3 actions to do an assist. Oh, I can only do it once per turn. Well, that's even worse. Okay, so I'm still going to get my 1 assist. And I still don't have anything that I can use to muster. But I think Merry and Pippin need to start hoofing it to Rivendell, because that seems to be what they need to happen. So we're going to just split and say, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And do I want Sam and Frodo to move? Do I want to use a leftover sneak token? Like, I don't have... Once again, this requires 2 assist tokens to use that as well. So, I don't think I have anything I can do as a Sam and Frodo move. So we're going to draw 2 more cards. I got another attack card, which is great. And then... Oh, they're supposed to be Ents, but they're shaped like people. Okay, so I did get a thing. I can add 3 Ents to Fangorn Forest. You may then optionally move them and any characters there who want to go along to an adjacent location, including Isengard, without spending a sneak. If you do not roll search or roll battle. Okay. So, ostensibly, if I had thematically Sam and Frodo, they'd hide in the tree people. Okay. So we got our cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're exact at 7, so we don't have to spend down. And we draw evil cards. Okay. So this one has a flag at the bottom, so we're doing the flag at the bottom here. We shift the eye of Sauron to Frodo's region. No. Oh, that was useful. If it's already there, we roll a search. It was not already there. Okay, now we do the upper banner here, which is moving from Umbar to Helm's Deep. So first we need to find where Umbar is. Umbar is here. And we go along an orange line. So we go this way. So these guys all moved into Helm's Deep. Helm's Deep falls, which is not good. There we go. So that's our 2. We just lost Helm's Deep, which I'm sure nothing bad has ever happened from that. So we need to gather some troops, man. Gandalf can muster 2 troops at a time. I have a bunch of attack cards, so I think I'm gonna spend attack cards here now. Yeah, I don't have any things here, but I can muster for free. So 1, 2, I can muster for free. And then 3, and I'm going to have to take Helm's Deep. I have 3 attack cards. I'm going to take these 3 attack cards and just spend to get rid of these guys right now. So they're down to 1. So yeah, now to attack and take back Helm's Deep. Big question is, we've got 2 troops on our side. Do we roll both dice? 1 die, 2 die. Help me out, chat. Help me out. Is it a 1 die attack or a 2 die attack? Because we can't let Helm's Deep fall. Not permanently here, anyway. Let's see. Like, I don't even know. Is it a full action to take it back as well? Or is that just elimination? Capture. If you have a character in Asia with at least one friendly troop while no shadow troops are present, the character can spend 3 attack to capture. Okay, so capture, I have to spend attack again, which I just spent to get rid of characters. Yeah, I think we're going to have to just roll 2 and take our chances. Okay. Come on, you evil tower, let's go. What do we got? Okay. So we got take 1 out, and then we have a lose 1 unless we're in a haven, but they took our haven, so we still lost a guy. But that was, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We need more attack points. We need more attack points. Is this at least a location? That's technically a location. So I could muster again, I guess, for my 4th action. Just there's not a lot to do. So I think for my 4th action, I'm going to muster again. And that's all we can do, because I don't have any cards to actually fight that. So we'll take Helm's Deep back next turn, hopefully. Okay, so we got that. Do we want to move a Sam and Frodo anywhere? Oh, we do take the Eye of Sauron over here, thank God. Because we did have a fight. So that's at least away from Sam and Frodo. We did get the pot shot at Nazgul, which that's sad. I don't know. It just feels risky to move them. Like, obviously, this is the quicker path, but it's also the most expensive path. I don't know. I don't know, Mr. Frodo. Don't know what to do. Yeah, I think we're going to just spend a sneaky sneak and make it back to the Shire. We'll spend our sneaky sneak. Because that at least gives us more movement options instead of sitting and waiting for a big move. Okay, we'll draw 2. We got a sneaky sneak card. And we finally have a purple card to do some assist work. So that's our 2 cards. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We draw our shadow cards. Okay, so this is a lower banner. So we gotta do the lower banner things. We shift the Eye of Frodo back to Frodo. So, and we drop a guy in Moria, which is, where's Moria? There. We got a lot of guys hanging out in Moria. Okay. We do another lower one. We add a guy to Umbar, whatever that is. Then we move 2 Nazgul closer to Frodo. Select from those closest to him outside of his region. If tied, players make a choice. Okay, so this is definitely the most close here. And then, honestly, that's going to be closer, because this is 2 away. Guess technically that's 2 away as well. So, that's the Nazgul. Okay, so we did three actions. And we still need to get our challenges, which is basically getting Merry and Pippin to Rivendell, which they're pretty close. But they got no troops. They have to move with Gandalf anyhow. So let's do some Gandalf. Right? Let's do some Gandalf. We've played every other character. Let's hit Gandalf. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so got Gandalf Grey. When Gandalf musters, you can add 2 troops to their location instead of 1. We also move fast at Izanzan. Got nothing at the location. So there's really no way to do troops. So maybe we don't do Gandalf. Maybe we don't do Gandalf. There's no way to muster. And we just did Merry and Pippin, so we can go back to Eowyn. We can go back to Eowyn, but we don't have any punch cards, any attack cards to do anything to take back Helm's Deep. We did leave Legolas out in the corners there. Like, I think he should be coming around to do some pot shots at people. So let's make a Legolas turn. How about that? Let's do a Legolas turn. Okay, so Legolas can go. Like, where is Legolas most needed? Saruman, your step is broken. Complete both. Isengard is a haven. So where's Isengard? Isengard is not a haven, but it is unoccupied. So that's important. And Rohan is free of shadow troops. Rohan. Hey, Rohan is free of shadow troops. Okay, so we can go there. We can challenge Sauron. But for that we need a bunch of troops. So I think Legolas needs to move on in for an assist here. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. And then he can take a pot shot. And remove a Nazgul, which I think is useful. So we're going to, as a free thing, we'll take a pot shot, get rid of this Nazgul. And I don't want to send him all the way down to Moria. I think for the last one, we're going to get our sneaky sneak back. So that's 4. That'll be for our 4 Legolas actions. And we'll draw 2 cards. So we got a sneaky sneak and a helping hands thing. So that's good. Yeah, I'm so afraid to move Sam and Frodo. So afraid to move Sam and Frodo. Especially into danger. Okay, so we do a bottom, so we add a troop to Isengard. Again, there's Isengard. Oh, now we got a troop at Isengard. Shift the eye. It's already in Frodo's region, which it is. You roll a search. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3 evil Nazgul. So now this is where the search thing comes in, and the Nazgul just destroy us. Okay, so we roll a search. Traveling, check Frodo's destination. Roll 1 dice per Nazgul. And the amount of evil troops on Frodo's location. So we have to roll 3. And we'll see what we got. Oh, we lucked out pretty good. Okay, so we got 2 no effects. And we got 1 lose hope. So that's not great. We lost a hope. So we're already down to 3 hopes. That's not great. Okay, here our second one. We gotta put a guy on. There's just a ton of guys there. And then we move to Nazgul closer to Frodo. Select the closest from outside the region. That one. And that means we grab one of them from Mordor. And we move that over. So they're all on top of them. Okay. So I think it's. I still don't have any attack cards. It would be nice if there was a way to like deal with attack cards. Otherwise, one, two, three, and then we're going to attack Isengard, I think. And I think we got to do it. We got to do it with 2 dice. Big risk, no reward. That hurts us, but that hurts them. Okay, so that takes away our guy. There is no bad guy in Isengard, but also we have no way to build anything there. That was 1, 2, 3, and then attack. So that's 4. So we had a strong move there. So we freed Isengard, but we still need to turn them. Also, honestly, let's back this up. I'm gonna back this up all the way. Because it doesn't say that Isengard It doesn't say that Rohan has. No, it does say that Rohan has to be scoot free. Yeah, no, we'll do what we did. We'll do what we did. We'll do what we did. Okay, so before we draw more cards, I'm going to play Conflict Orders, select location of all the Shadow Troops from one area to another. Um, we are going to do that just so Legolas can take a pot shot and get rid of one for free. Um, I'm also going to put 3 troops here in Fandor Forest. And I can move them to any adjacent character. So we're going to grab those guys. And the extra rules for Sam and Frodo don't come in. We do move the Eye of Sauron from the attack. I keep forgetting to do that because we did have an attack. So that does move Eye of Sauron. But I am going to. Oh, I spent that sneak already. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to go back and add to the game. Cool. It was nice hanging out. Oh, I finally got an attack one. So finally getting some cards. So that's 6, 7. But as you can see, this is kind of how we're playing out here. It's a much slower pandemic game. Like, much more strategic, much more like you can't really move. So there's a lot of turns that feel kind of wasted. Um, I do feel if people like have a bad combination of characters that are only support characters. But like, I'm not saying it's a bad pandemic game. Like, I think it's the perfect pandemic game for somebody that likes Lord of the Rings. Honestly, um, like I don't think necessarily that the symbols on the card uh, uh, come out in a way that's useful, honestly, for set making or team swapping. But like, it's a different type of game. Anyway, so we got our 2 cards. We do the bottom. We've got work here. Deploy 3 Nazgul from Mordor to the Eye. We've just got Nazgul all up in here, kind of making it hard to see. If when Mordor is empty, deploy from the largest group at the time. To have Mordor, the Eye is in Mordor, I recall. Okay, and then here we do the top. We go from Moria to Minas Tirith via a yellow line. So yellow. So what's it? Okay. My Zamoria to Minas Tirith. They run there. Okay. So they ran away. Still not in Rohan, which is good. But we need attack cards. We need attack cards like nobody's business. Nobody gives attack. So that one just kind of has to sit there. What we do have is assist cards. So but we have no place to muster, which would have been nice. Like if we could have gotten to Rivendell without being attacked. Let's see. Honestly, well, we just did a Legolas turn to doing, so we can't do a Legolas turn again. Like, I really wish there was an assistant troop. Like, we just don't have any assistant characters. So, like, I guess Gandalf can run on 2 for 1, and he can muster. And he can muster for 2. That's 2. 3. It's just that attack has to be an action on its own. And that's just a pain. So 3. Oh, he's not allowed to use the printed path, so that uses up the 4th movement to begin with. So that's 4 already. So that's a Gandalf turn. So like we might as well move in the Shire and spend this sneak. Then I draw the Eye of Sauron here. Okay, so we draw 2. Dale and a Misty Mountain. We do. Where is near harder? Near harder. Shift Eye of Sauron to Frodo's region. Back there. And then near harder to Helm's Deep. So we go. Where's Helm's Deep? It's here, and we move along orange lines. Okay. So that moves. We roll 3 attack dice. So when the bad guys attack, they lose 2 guys, and we lose 1 guy. Okay, so that's all that. I think this should be Merry and Pippin's big day. Let's do a Merry Pippin's big day. Let's do a Merry Pippin one. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to attack. They're going to be eliminated before we have to do the second one. So that's 3. And then yeah, let's just. Well, we do move the Eye of Sauron. But then, yeah, Merry and Pippin, we're going to go 4. We're going to go up to Rivendell. Then any character has an action. Character in Rivendell. Okay, so that has to be in Rivendell. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, and a shadow thing. So that goes up. So increase the threat rate if Frodo's in the region, lose. Oh, Frodo is not in the region. This moves back to Frodo. Add 3 bad guys to northern. If. Well, then they turn intensifies. I honestly didn't think I'd survive this long. Yeah, I definitely think that it's safer to play solo with scythe rolls. You have just that much more agency. So we're going to do that. And now we're going to draw 3. So do the lower. We add the Isengard. Which is not good for us. And we shift to Frodo's region. So we're in Frodo's region, so we roll a die. Oh, we have to roll search. Okay, so we rolled 1. We need to do 3 more. That's 2 and 2 hope. Anything I can spend to not lose hope. I just can't. Yeah, we're gonna lose 2 hope. And we populate there, so we roll an attack. That's 1 attack die. And that's taken out one of our. Let's take this guy out just because it's taken out there. Okay, so second card. To the bottom, we add to Nirn, whatever that is. Move 2 Nazgul closer to Frodo. Select one of those closest to him outside of his region at time. Oh, so definitely the closest. So we're going to go onto there. And we'll spend 10 minutes that guy back to Mordor because that would have been a free action. And then 3. We do the bottom again. We're move 2 Nazgul closer to Frodo. So everybody's on Frodo. So that happened. Now we draw our regular shadow cards. Oh, that's not okay. So we did a Merry and Pippin turn. We're doing a Gandalf turn because we got to get something. Okay, so we're spending our 3 tokens here in Rivendell. As an action, a character in Rivendell can spend 3. 1 other token is present. Put the troops on this card into the supply. Each player with at least 1 character in Rivendell may gain 1 token from the supply. I'm going to say, because I'm in pain, I'm going to gain 2 tokens. I probably should only gain 1 token. But it's hard enough. Thank you very much. So that's 1 action. We finally got one of our objectives done. And now, honestly, I think we need to kind of haul ass, really. What can Gandalf do? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. And let's do a muster as Gandalf, because I guess this goes. Okay, and then let's move Frodo. Okay, the eyes are upon him. We're not going to spend our sneak, we're just going to spend some reroll. So we've got all 5. 3. No, we've got 6. So we are going to definitely spend to reroll this guy. And then we're going to spend again to reroll this guy. There we go. Okay, so there we whipped it. We spent a lot of coins. So we survived the search. Draw 2 cards. And we populate 3 more. Here into the chat. So we got Allure, we got a Moria. And Moria. Then we move Asgul closer. Go to Isengard. Which is not going to be fun. Shift the eye to furthest region. If it's already there, roll a search. Nothing happens. If they did go to Isengard, so we're going to pick out a troop and a troop. And then top, moving on to Helm's Deep from where are we going? Earhart. So, the selection. So there we are. But we did spend one of these. Merry and Pippin. Move Gandalf. So who are we gonna be? So we only got 1 attack card. We got a bunch of sneaks. So we got a free ice card. Like it doesn't matter if I don't have any swords. So I guess honestly it would be just like 1 roll in. We could spend a sneak to take a pot shot at Moria. Um, and yeah, take 2 more pot shots at these guys. Then I guess gain a sneak token just to be safe. Well, that doesn't count as an action. So, so yeah, grab a sneak token as an action. So that's 3, and then spend that sneak token. And then, yeah, I think we're going to move down that way. Like, let's just picking people up. Okay, so I got 2 sword cards. Yeah, hard. Oh yeah, I should, before I do that, um, removing Sam and Frodo. Um, the eye does move down here. But like, so we don't roll any eye school. Okay, so now we do. Now hard film C. Via. To Isengard. It's not good. Put your Nazgul from Mordor to the eye. That does start a fight. So we go to Umbar. Shift to Frodo's region if it's already there. Which it is. So we need to roll 3 searches. Let's spend 2 to reroll. Oh, 1 to reroll. As our present, we call 1 to Mordor. So we'll do that, and then not inhabit, so we'll reroll to 0. Okay. So what we got to do is do some recruiting here. Honestly, that was a legless turn. Let's do a Gandalf turn. And I think Gandalf just runs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. and I'm just gonna need some more green guys, but I think that's just the way it works out here. So it gets Misty Mountains here. So Gandalf is running to complete our challenging Sauron. Need some more green guys, which I don't know. Maybe we can hustle that in. Yeah, we just need to get our little man to Mount Doom. So we're gonna sneak him down here. So we're just gonna spend a sneak, get through. So let's end that turn. So you draw 2 cards. Finally got 5 cards. Finally got 5 cards. Okay, so now we resolve. So upper, so we go to Umbar to Helm's Deep from 3 of purple. Okay, so we got a guy that jumps Gandalf. He's an idiot. So add 1 shadow troop to every shadow stronghold in Mordor. So that's 3, 1, 2, 3. And then these two tend to stick together. Move any 2 friendly troops. Let's discard a total of 2 player cards or symbol tokens. Or despair. Honestly, we need all the troops we can get. I'm going to just get rid of 2 cards. Actually, I'd say that. Do that as well. Okay, that's 3. That is done. Honestly, let's move Merry and Pippin. Do you want to move Frodo? Okay, let's move Frodo. We'll roll a search. Just brings the eye over here. Uh, 2. We turn our guy back into a haven. Then let's bring 3 and 4. Come, bring it. Come with us. So that's the Merry Pippin turn. So let's do that. 1, 2. see, Moria. Shift I to Frodo's region. Frodo search. So move it back to Frodo. 2. Move from to Woodland Realms. Via. Yeah, so nobody. There. And then from Dunland to Rivendell. So technically, these guys move here. Okay. I think we're going to do a Gandalf turn. We're going to muster. Going to muster 2 blue guys. We're going to go 2, 3, 4, and south. Going to go 2 more cards. Before we do that, we're going to move our guy. And that means we have to roll 1 spy die. They came up nothing. Okay. Now we grab our 2. Move from Ur to Woodland Realms along this route. Move from Isengard to Helm's Deep. Which is nobody. And then we move from Nearhard to Erebor. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go Merry Pippin next. And for that, we are going to attack. Well, first we're going to muster this, and then we're going. Okay, so let's back this up. So first we're going to muster. I'm going to spend 3 to get 2 hope back. That's 2. then I think we're just going to go with our two troops there. And we're going to attack Northern Ithel. Okay, so wipe out both. So we've saved Northern Ithel, we've moved the Eye of Sauron over to this region. And we draw 2 cards. 1, 2, Skies Darken. Go back to Frodo. Add 3 to Southern Ithel. Honestly, this is the farthest I've ever gotten. You know what, before I do that, I'm gonna do that. I'd have to roll 1 from there. Okay, so that's slightly different, but okay, so now we gotta do 3 still. Okay, so lower, we have to Moria. Move to Nazgul closer to Frodo. Move forward to Woodland Realms. I think I remove Woodland Realms now. Change Woodland Realms Falls. Then we have move from Isengard to Rivendell. There's really nobody on that path. Oh, there. Rivendell, that's 3 attack. Right, we're gonna reroll 1 of these. Reroll it again. Okay, so we hot shot, hot shot. Does mean Rivendell falls. I'm gonna spend that just to keep Rivendell from falling. Um, yeah, I'm one guy short. So, let's see. 1, 2, 1. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna run to the north here, spend that to move across that. And pick up a guy along the way just in case. Okay, so that'll be 2. Oh, also let's move Sam. It's not move Sam Frodo. Well, hello. So dissolve that. So near heart helps 2. That. Okay. So get me a heart. Let's go closer to Frodo. Isengard to Helm's Deep. There's nobody like that. We're going to go Gandalf. So 1, 2. So we move this to here. Then all the shadow troops in Mordor go to Udon. I don't even know where that is. Udon. Oh, they come here. That's not great. That's 2 objectives done. 1, 2. Then, yeah. 3, and let's fight. So yeah, let's take 3. No Nazgul are present. And we're not in a haven. I am going to change that to Hot Shot. And I'm going to spend that to reroll. And that's all we can do there. Spend to move the little guy. But anyway, so that's the game. I think I'm going to end streaming for today. And that's Faith of the Fellowship. Cool. Anybody has any things? We'll be streaming more Pokemon tomorrow. Talk to everybody later.